A gigantic wall of ice, saucer-shaped ships using deadly lightning-like weapons, pyramid-shaped structures covered in ice. For centuries, adventurers and scientists have been attracted to the inhospitable shores of Antarctica, seeking to discover its secrets, in addition to being known as the coldest part of the Earth. Stories about Antarctica speak of hidden kingdoms and ancient civilizations, of secret military bases and inexplicable phenomena, all trying to answer the question of what is hidden behind the vast wall of ice. In this frozen fortress, some believe that the remains of lost worlds, preserved, hoping to reveal truths about our planet's past, or maybe even your future. Others whisper about covert operations by governments and secret societies, carrying out experiments so innovative and controversial that they can only take place in the isolation that this frozen wasteland provides. Could there be truth to the rumors about unexplored lands, alien technology, or forgotten relics of bygone eras hidden beneath the ice? And is the ice wall proof that the Earth is flat? We will find out in the new episode of Hidden Origins. Welcome! Antarctica, a frozen land of extremes, is home to an immense sheet of ice, some parts of which are 3 miles thick, including a mountain giant. Comparable to Mount Fuji in Japan, it would be covered by this ice. In this extreme environment, where temperatures can drop to -50 degrees Fahrenheit and winds can reach to 100 miles per hour, only about 4,000 people, mostly scientists and military personnel, dare to venture out during its peak season. There, at the southernmost tip of the Earth, where the ocean meets an endless horizon of ice, lies one of the world's greatest natural mysteries, the Antarctic ice wall. This enormous ice shelf, forming a colossal barrier around the perimeter of Antarctica, has captured the imagination of explorers, scientists, and conspiracy theorists alike, rising high and stretching seemingly to infinity. The ice wall is a geographical phenomenon that stirs up global debate, with some considering it as a mere climatic feature, while others see it as a fundamental element in a world of hidden truths and disguised knowledge. Some researchers and theorists claim that it serves as a boundary on a flat Earth, hiding the true nature of our planet. Others speculate about what might lie beyond this icy barricade: lost civilizations, secret military installations, or even portals to other dimensions. So is the ice wall simply a natural feature of the landscape polar region of our planet, or does it contain much deeper secrets? According to the Flat Earth view, Antarctica is not a continent as conventionally understood, but rather an immense wall of ice surrounding the edge of the flat Earth. This ice wall is believed to act as a barrier, containing the oceans and everything else within the boundaries of the Earth. Proponents argue that this wall prevents people from falling off the edge and coming into contact with what may lie beyond. But is there any chance this statement is true? The Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1559 and entered into force in 1961, is often cited by flat Earth theorists as key evidence for their claims. This treaty reserves Antarctica as a scientific sanctuary, establishes freedom of scientific research, and prohibits military activity on the continent. But could the Antarctic Treaty restrictions be a deliberate attempt to restrict public access to the ice wall, instead of measures for environmental protection or scientific study? And is it possible that these regulations are specifically designed to prevent people from reaching the edge of the world and discover the truth? Flat Earth theorists often claim that the geographical and climatic conditions of Antarctica are distorted. They suggest that the continent's icy conditions and formidable natural barriers are exaggerated to prevent exploration. In his view, the ice wall is a navigable boundary, but the harsh representation of the Antarctic environment serves to discourage any research that might reveal the flatness of the Earth. One piece of evidence claimed to prove the existence of this ice wall is mysterious footage from 1957, showing a colossal wall of ice stretching to the horizon. The 1957 footage depicts a fascinating landscape, an expanse endless imposing ice, forming a barrier that seems to extend to infinity. Proponents of the flat Earth theory believe that this wall is the outer limit of the Earth, a massive ring of ice surrounding the disc-shaped planet, containing the world's oceans within its vast expanse. Theorists also point to the historical presence of military expeditions and classified operations in Antarctica as evidence of a discovery. They interpret these military activities not as research or defense-related, but as part of a concerted effort to protect the ice wall and control the flow of information about the true nature of the Earth. In the mid-20th century, the United States undertook several notable operations in Antarctica, each with distinct goals and intriguing implications. Among them is Operation Deep Freeze, which started in 1955 to 56, and Operation Fishbowl, part of the broader Operation Dominic, carried out in 1962. Operation Deep Freeze was primarily a scientific effort focused on establishing various research stations in Antarctica. The goal was to facilitate extensive scientific studies in this remote and harsh environment, ranging from climatology to geology. On the other hand, Operation Fishbowl, carried out in 1962, had a different approach. It was a series of high-altitude nuclear tests, and its name was intriguing. Along with the context of the tests, it has caught the attention of many, pointing to the name of Operation Fishbowl as possibly indicative of the flat Earth theory's belief in a dome-like structure surrounding the Earth. But the enigma of Antarctica extends far beyond its ice wall, touching on mysteries of a forgotten past. Among these is the intriguing lost civilization theory, which claims that this now desolate continent was once home to an ancient, potentially advanced civilization, even the legendary Atlantis, and one of the clues that point to this theory is the Piri Reis map. The Piri Reis map, created in 1513 by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis, it is a world map that some believe shows the coast of Antarctica long before it was officially discovered. Intriguingly, part of the map shows a landmass where Antarctica is located, but without its ice cover. This has led to speculation that the map is based on even older sources that mapped Antarctica at a time when it was ice-free. Adding to this mystery are satellite images that have revealed peculiar formations beneath the ice that remarkably resemble a human face and a structure similar to a pyramid. Some suggest they could be the secrets of ancient structures or even entire cities. Do these images really show evidence of a lost civilization that built pyramids like the Great Pyramid of Giza? From a scientific perspective, recent studies have revealed that Antarctica was once a rainforest overflowing with life. About 90 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, the continent had a warm climate, dense vegetation, and diverse fauna. So if Antarctica was once habitable, could it be holding secrets from a forgotten chapter in human history? And what about the rumors about extraterrestrial bases? These tales, persisting over time, suggest the possibility of a long-standing extraterrestrial presence in this remote part of the world. In July 2018, investigative journalist Linda Moulton Howe reported an intriguing conversation with an exiled United States Navy, identified only as Spartan 1, who claimed to have inside knowledge of such activities. According to Spartan 1, during a secret mission in Antarctica, his team accidentally found an enigmatic octagonal structure emerging from the ice. Despite its formidable appearance with thick doors, the structure was surprisingly easy to access. Inside, despite the freezing temperatures, it was warm outside. The interior was illuminated with a soft green light, but the source of this light was unclear. The walls were covered in strange symbols, unlike any known language. Could the story of Spartan 1 be true? Is it possible that beneath the ice of Antarctica there are structures not made by humans, possibly even by aliens? If so, discovering these structures could change our understanding of history. Perhaps beneath the ice there are ancient buildings or other evidence of life forms that once or could still exist there. Such a discovery could be one of the most significant in human history. We can't talk about Antarctica without mentioning Admiral Byrd. In a 1954 interview, Admiral Richard E. Byrd hinted at the existence of immense unexplored resources and mysterious territories hidden beyond the icy borders of Antarctica. Did their adventures in Antarctica uncover truths that give credence to the flat Earth theory or reveal the presence of a hidden civilization flourishing beneath the ice? In 1946, a year after the conclusion of World War II, the United States government began Operation High Jump, an extensive military expedition to Antarctica. The operation displayed an impressive range of military power, including the aircraft carrier Casablanca, with 25 aircraft and 7 helicopters, a submarine, icebreakers, 12 tankers, and a personnel contingent of 4,700. Arriving in Antarctica on February 1, 1947, the mission was scheduled to last 8 months and involved extensive aerial photography and the establishment of a polar station. The official narrative stated that the expedition aimed to explore resources such as coal and evaluate the feasibility of establishing military bases in extreme polar conditions. President Truman and the United States government, intrigued by the largely unexplored Antarctic region, they were supposedly interested in asserting American dominance there. Therefore, although initially downplayed, it was later recognized that one of the objectives of the mission was to assert American sovereignty over significant parts of the Antarctic territory. However, claims emerged most sensational, including those written by Admiral Byrd, that suggest a confrontation with Nazi UFOs. These accounts fueled speculation that the expedition's true goal was to locate missing Nazi leaders who were supposedly hiding in a base in Antarctica. While the operation was still in progress, alarming statements were broadcast over the radio, like, "We're being attacked, we are suffering heavy losses." There were also reports of unidentified vessels emerging near the ships and the appearance of saucer-shaped aircraft using beam-type weapons capable of inflicting serious damage. These encounters reportedly led to devastating losses for the American fleet, forcing its withdrawal back to United States. Despite the uncertainty surrounding these events, it was clear that the expedition faced unforeseen challenges in Antarctica. Abruptly ceasing operations and returning to the country on March 3, 1947, the outcome of the expedition was shrouded in secrecy. All related materials were classified, and no official explanation was offered for Admiral Byrd's rapid withdrawal from Antarctica. Later reports revealed significant losses. One ship, 3 aircraft damaged, 68 casualties, and an aircraft carrier in need of urgent repairs. In a confidential report in a commission presidential in April 1947, Admiral Byrd supposedly described attacks by mysterious flying saucers emerging from the ground, causing substantial damage. Curiously, after the expedition, Admiral Byrd was sent to a mental hospital for 5 years, followed by his eventual reinstatement to a command position in the Navy. This sequence of events suggested an attempt by the government to suppress certain information, rather than genuine concern for Byrd's mental health. Press rumors speculated that Byrd had encountered Fokkers of a Fourth Reich or New Swabia in Antarctica, and that the flying saucers were remnants of Nazi technology. The true nature of the encounters during Operation High Jump remains a mystery. According to different accounts, the true objective of Operation High Jump was much more conventional than initially perceived. Some claim that in a remarkable turn of events, the United States government negotiated an agreement in which the president agreed that aliens would conduct experiments on humans. These experiments were allegedly carried out secretly in national parks and forests in the United States. Although it may sound incredible, this statement coincides with the enigmatic series of incidents known as Missing 411, a collection of unsolved disappearances occurring under mysterious circumstances in America's national parks. So what really happened during these secret U.S. military operations in Antarctica? And did the U.S. military really face advanced technology, possibly of Nazi origin, in the vast frozen expanses of Antarctica? One theory that explains this revolves around the 1939 German expedition to Antarctica, where they claimed part of the continent, calling it New Swabia. It was rumored that the Germans not only established a secret base there, they may also have built an extensive city within a network of ice caves, possibly serving as a refuge for Adolf Hitler and other high officials. Many researchers suggest the possibility that the Nazis had actually established an alliance with extraterrestrials during World War II, supposedly gaining access to advanced alien technology. However, the reasons why this extraordinary technology was not used in war, or why these alien entities chose to stay in Antarctica after the conflict, remains a mystery. The Nazi regime's fascination with ancient civilizations and the myth of an extinct master race led them in search of the Arctic homeland, believed to be the cradle of the Aryan race. The April Society was an esoteric circle in Nazi Germany that held the belief that a primordial civilization, advanced beyond our understanding today, once dominated the Earth's surface. According to their lore, this civilization retreated to the inner layers of the Earth after a devastating conflict with another alien race. It was speculated that this ancient society, it was either the Atlanteans or the Lemurians, or perhaps an even older extraterrestrial civilization, considered the progenitors of these mythical cultures. Supporters of the teachings of the April Society claimed that the return of these teachers from within the Earth would bring about a transformative era for our planet. They believed that the key to surviving and thriving in this new era lay in harnessing the power of vril, a form of energy that could be accessed through deep meditative concentration. This practice was thought to be a legacy of the Atlanteans, a technique that could awaken a latent and powerful Fokker inherent in every true Aryan, according to your belief. In 1937 and 1939, the Nazis undertook an exhaustive study of the mines and caves of Europe, and they ventured into the unexplored terrain of Antarctica. Their mission: to locate a supposed entrance near the South Pole, a mystical passage that was claimed to lead to the underworld. It was in this remote, icy wilderness that the Nazis supposedly contacted superhumans in the legendary Rainbow City, hidden under the Antarctic ice. Hitler and the Nazis' fascination with Antarctica was driven by the belief that the continent hid something extraordinary beneath its icy exterior. According to their exploration, they supposedly stumbled upon massive cities replete with sophisticated infrastructure and advanced technological constructions, some of which were buried deep underground. Here in a region they called New Swabia, the Nazis supposedly established a military base. Its purpose was twofold: to serve as a refuge for Brill's secret technologies and to facilitate its advancement. Around 1942 and 1943, they apparently built an underground facility inside Mugly Hoffman Mountain, known as Base 111. This base, surrounded by hot mineral springs and rich iron ore deposits, was accessible through a passenger underground that connected its entrance with underwater docks. Throughout World War II, German submarines routinely roamed the waters of the South Atlantic, Antarctica, and South America, following carefully plotted courses to avoid detection. This strategic navigation may have contributed to the Allied Fokkers' oversight of their activities. Additionally, the Germans established weather stations on isolated islands connecting South America and Antarctica, and deployed weather buoys in Antarctic waters. Sources claim that in 1942, the Nazis began another ambitious project: the permanent establishment of a military colony near Base 111. This effort involved the selection of more than 10,000 Aryan women and some 3,000 young soldiers, ages 17 to 24, for colonization. As the war drew to a close in March 1945, it is theorized that the last vestiges of Frill technology were secretly transferred to this post under the supervision of SS General Hans Kammler, who was also responsible for managing the development of the Reich's classified weaponry. But the discoveries in Antarctica have gone beyond urban wonders. In 1939, during the German Antarctic expedition led by Captain Alfred Richer of the research ship Schwabenland, an unexpected discovery was made. The expedition that had successfully mapped approximately 600,000 square kilometers apparently found an entrance to the interior in his second year of exploration. Guided by the esoteric beliefs of the Avril Society, Captain Richard's team unearthed an ancient sarcophagus along the coast of New Schwabenland. Within this reliquary, they found a series of tablets called Illit Litum, along with a variety of technical devices and instructive texts. These artifacts previously hinted at in communications received by Maria Orsic between 1919 and 1924. They were later shared with the Avril Society. The Illit Litum plates, composed of multiple metal tablets, they were transferred to Argentina in 1941 for safekeeping, while the texts were sent to Berlin for its translation by experts in ancient languages, initially a mystery. The language of the tablets was later identified as Sumerian. It was not until 2009 that the Tull Society publicly revealed these artifacts, but what do they say? The narrative of the plates and the Atelitum is rich and complex, detailing the arrival and origins of the Anunnaki on Earth, who are believed to have traveled from the star Aldebaran. The text describes his initial encounters with enigmatic reptilian creatures and delves into the genesis of new species and races, the evolution of DNA, and other wonders, scientific. The tablets also contain prophecies, including signs of the return of the Anunnaki interpreted today as the appearance of several crop circles. But what is even more intriguing is that among the contents of the sarcophagus were plans for a spaceship called Vriliden. According to the inscriptions, this ship was not only fully designed, but also ready for its first voyage by the fall of 1944, with the distant planet in the Aldebaran system with its intended destination. So can we trust these narratives? Did the Nazis really cooperate with ancient extraterrestrial civilizations in Antarctica? And were they the ones Admiral Byrd and the US Operation High Jump found in 1946? While science begins to unravel some of Antarctica's mysteries, others remain a wonder. Are we even closer to deciphering the truths that lie hidden in his arm ice cream? Now give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to discover more shocking secrets of Antarctica, Watch our related videos on this topic.